Are you going to stay more?
It turns out this gentleman wants to ask anything before we go.
Well, it's nothing. It's not like a battle this time. It's because I thought of this for like quite a while.
Yeah.
But I've never actually had a proper conversation with anyone relating to it.
Yeah.
You know how we have the way things are in the world now and how bad things are. One of the things that the atheists love to say is why does God allow evil?
Mm-hmm.
And do you know if anyone's had, maybe you know someone who's like done a writing where they actually try to come up with some reasoning for it, rather than like a generic, you know, he just allows it, but more saying that he's doing it for a reason and there's a strategy to it.
Okay, well, but I'll give a Calvinist view and then our view. Calvinists would say, well, it's for the glorification of God.
Right.
So even though God ordains every evil act, so from a bank robbery to a rape of a child, God ordains all that for a Calvinist, but it's for the greater glory of God, and that's a mystery known only properly to God. We Catholics say evil is the consequence of original sin, the original sin of our first parents, and that man has free will, so he doesn't have to do any evil at all, but he chooses to do it. Now, what the original sin does is give us an inclination towards evil, but we can, by the grace of God and our free will operating together, avoid doing evil and just do good, or at least be neutral, I suppose we could say. So that would minimise the amount of evil in the world. But given that evil does happen, God can use it to his benefit. That is, he can bring good out of evil. If man will insist on doing evil, God will bring good out of it, because he'll never be frustrated by evil, the evil that men do. But it's a free choice of every man to do evil.
Right, so you know, what you just said there, is that something that a Catholic wrote on, or is it just...
That's general Catholic belief.
Right.
Firstly, we have free will. Yeah. There is predestination, by the way. Predestination, but there's free will.
That's
the Calvinists say though there isn't free will. There's no free will in Calvinism. And there can't be, because God ordains from before you're born whether you're going to go to hell or not.
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying that is because when I listen to John, what's his name?
James White?
Yeah, James White, that's it. When I listened to him for a while, people try and catch him out with that question, but he seems to have a way around it.
Well, he doesn't, because I've seen even a young Mormon that he was having a discussion with caught him out. Even a Mormon.
Yeah.
He said, you know, so rape of a child is planned by God. And he ums and ahs, and he eventually says, yeah, but it's for the greater glory of God. We don't know the mystery behind it, right?
Yeah.
That's how they have to be, because they are basically determinists. However, the Catholic system is there's predestination, but however mysterious that is, you don't ever take away man's free will. So no evil act that befalls another human being is a decision made by God. Except you could say the evil act that befell Jesus to take our sins upon him. But Judas Iscariot never had to do what he did. Yes, he was the one, but he could have chosen not to. Somebody else could have done it. It would have happened one way or the other by someone's hands, but that's their free choice. There's never a determination. God never made Judas as to be this robot who would betray Christ. He freely chose. That's why he's almost certainly in hell, in our tradition. So we freely commit evil. That's the position. And we freely could have avoided it. And it's all because of original sin. But God... So one of the things we can say, when a terrible thing happens to a person and they're killed, they're murdered, they go into the arms of God. So if it's a child who's murdered, yeah, they'll be going to God's hands. It's true, one could say, well, why didn't he prevent that killing? That's a fair point. But you see, God has established the world in a way where we are free to do terrible things, but that affects only our bodies. God never allows our souls to be harmed by anybody except us. So, for example, if it gets so bad that the devil possesses somebody, he can't possess their soul. Only their body, and I suppose their mental faculties to a degree, you know? But their souls can never be corrupted by him. We can corrupt our souls, only us. So God has put like a shield around the soul. So yeah, evil will happen, but Jesus himself, he didn't cure all the sick in the world when he was here. He didn't get the Romans out of Israel. He didn't stop he said, you're going to have to suffer like I did to be with me. That's a bit strange, isn't it? We seem to, the willingness to suffer seems to be embedded in the existence that God has created. It's like there's something that's right about it. Willingness to put up with evil.